In the far reaches of the galaxy, on a planet called Threxil Prime, a peaceful herbivorous species known as the Lunari had flourished for thousands of years. Tall, willowy, with skin like woven leaves and glowing silver eyes, the Lunari lived in harmony with nature. Violence, war, and predation were foreign to them. So when a strange metal ship crash-landed in the southern forest, the elders called for silence and distance. The ship was fire-blooded, noisy, and unnatural, and it brought with it a meat-eater. They called him the Human. His name was Caleb Reyes, a young explorer from Earth, separated from his crew during a failed warp jump. Injured, alone, and utterly alien to Threxil Prime, he sought shelter in the nearby caves, surviving on rations, until they ran out. And that was when the Lunari saw it. The Human hunting. He caught a six-legged horn beast with crude traps, cooked it over open flame, and ate it with his teeth. Word spread like wildfire. Stories twisted. The Lunari said he had razor jaws, a heart that thirsted for blood, and eyes that could hypnotize prey. Among those terrified by the tales was a young Lunari named Serel. Gentle and curious by nature, she was different from the others. Braver, some said foolish. But even she couldn't suppress the chill that ran through her when she saw him from afar. The broad-shouldered, dark-haired being with fire in his hands and hunger in his gaze. "Don't go near him," the elder warned. "He is a predator. And predators do not love. They devour." Chapter 1. The Forbidden Curiosity. Despite the warnings, Serel found herself drawn to him. She watched him from a distance. How he limped, how he winced from his wounds, how he spoke softly to the stars at night as though they were old friends. She noticed his tears when he looked at a small round object he kept in his pack. A photo, though she didn't know it. He seemed lonely. One day, curiosity outweighed fear. She crept closer, staying behind thick violet ferns. Caleb, dehydrated and dizzy, noticed movement. "Who's there?" he called, voice hoarse. "I mean no harm." Serel froze, heart pounding. She didn't understand his words, but she felt the tremble in his tone. When she stepped forward, he backed away slowly, holding up both hands. "No weapon," he said. "See." For a long, tense minute, the two stared at each other. A predator and a prey, yet neither attacked, neither fled. Chapter 2. The Bridge of Words. Over the next few days, Serel returned, first to watch, then to leave small offerings. Healing herbs, clean water, fruits. Caleb, understanding the gesture, responded in kind, by giving her a blanket from his survival kit, and carving simple shapes into bark to communicate. Their trust grew, word by symbol, smile by cautious glance. Eventually, Serel dared to sit with him. She pointed to herself and said, "Serel." He smiled. "Caleb." She pointed to his food, a dried strip of meat. Her expression twisted. "You eat life." His smile faded. He nodded. "Only to survive. I wish I didn't have to. But your fruits don't feed me long." She was horrified. But she didn't run. Instead she asked, "You would not eat me?" He laughed. Not cruelly, but with genuine warmth. "No. Never." Chapter 3. The Judgment. Not all Lunari were as forgiving as Serel. One day, as she visited Caleb's camp, a group of hunters followed her, armed with pulse spears, guided by fear and suspicion. They had seen enough. "He's manipulating you, Serel," cried her brother Rollin. "He will turn on us when he's strong again." "He hasn't hurt anyone," Serel pleaded. "He eats flesh," one shouted. "He devours." "He's not like that," she insisted. "He's kind." The elders ruled swiftly. The human would be expelled or executed if he resisted. Serel ran to warn Caleb. "You must go. They think you will harm us." "I can't leave," he said, voice tight with pain. "My leg's infected. I won't get far." She wept. "Then they will kill you." He placed a hand gently on her arm. "Run, Serel. Don't get caught in this." But she didn't run. Chapter 4: The Flames. That night, the Lunari came with fire. Serel stood in front of Caleb's cave, arms wide. "You will not touch him." Her people hesitated. And then the ground rumbled. From the ridge above, a terrible roar echoed. The roar of a zorak, a rare beast of Threxil Prime, armored in bone and starfire scales. It charged into the clearing, drawn by the torches and voices. The Lunari screamed and scattered. Serel stood frozen, paralyzed by the beast's eyes. The zorak lunged, and before anyone could react, Caleb shoved Serel out of the way, placing himself between her and the beast. A swipe of claws sent him flying against the rocks. Blood sprayed. The creature roared again, rearing up. But Caleb, broken ribs and all, pulled a flare from his pocket, earth tech glowing bright, and ignited it, thrusting it at the zorak's face. The creature shrieked, blinded, and fled into the night. Silence followed. Then gasp. Serel crawled to Caleb's side. He was bleeding badly, unconscious but alive. "You saved me," she whispered, tears falling onto his bruised skin. "You, meat-eater. You protected me." Chapter 5. The Awakening. He awoke days later in a Lunari healing chamber, surrounded by soft vines and glowing waters. Serel sat by his side, her hand in his. "You're safe," she whispered. He blinked, groggy. "You didn't let them kill me." "They saw," she said softly. "They saw what I did. What you did. Even predators can love." The elder came forward, humbled. "We were wrong," he said. "Fear blinded us. He risked his life for one of our own. That is not the way of a devourer. That is the way of a protector." From that day forward, Caleb was no longer the human. He became Guardian Caleb, the first outsider welcomed among the Lunari. Epilogue. The Garden of Two Worlds. Months passed. Caleb recovered, though his limp never fully healed. He helped the Lunari with engineering, built water collectors, and shared stories of Earth, its beauty and chaos. And Serel. She became the voice that bridged the two worlds. She and Caleb often sat beneath the starmoss tree at dusk, looking up at the sky. "Do you still miss Earth?" she once asked. He smiled. "Sometimes. But this world gave me a new home. And someone to protect." She looked at him, heart full. "You are not a predator," she said. "You are a guardian." He turned to her, brushing a glowing leaf from her hair. "No. I'm just someone who finally found peace." And in the distance, beyond fear and memory, Threxil Prime flourished, with one human who had once been feared, and one Lunari who had dared to understand him.